part one of reviewing my hater's physique because I have free will. Immediately, we can tell his traps stick right out, which is awesome. And he has some decently well-rounded shoulders, which is great. You can tell the difference between the head, so his bipod isn't extremely low, but it's still there. And he has some insane vascularity running through the entire arm with a great biceps peak, and you can tell the entire horseshoe of the triceps, which is impeccable. Now here you can tell the entire arm. You can tell the difference between the muscles and where they are in relation to the entire arm, which is awesome. And he has some decent chest insertions, but I would say that he is missing a little bit of mass. Anyways, yeah, he just needs a bit more time to fill those out, and it'll be pretty much good to go. I don't know what he's trying to do with this midsection, but you can't see too much over here. I don't know if he's trying to hold a vacuum. Anyways, I'm not trying to shit in his physique. I'm trying to fight his hate comment with constructive criticism. I'm not trying to be a dick here. Okay, now we're going to get to the criticism part. Okay, yeah, so immediately we can tell that he has some shape in his traps. Overall, there is not a ton of mass, but very symmetrical overall, no size imbalances. You can tell the difference in between his heads or the shoulders here. Lateral head, anterior head, and the rear delt is definitely lacking over here, so he does need to put in some extra work. And you can tell he has long biceps because the peak absolutely sucks. So forearms are great and proportional. You can still tell the tricep over here, a little bit of the teres and the infraspinatus over in this area. Same thing on this side. You can tell the difference between all the heads, and you can tell the rear delt even less over here, which means he has to put in some extra work. Again, you can see the tricep muscles over here, and as well as a bicep peak. The lighting in this isn't great, but you can tell that he definitely needs to put in a ton of work on his traps because you can see that there's some size there, but overall he needs to bring those up. Okay, yeah, just from looking, he definitely has some great insertions on his chest, which is awesome, but he is definitely lacking the mass overall. He's probably 1 to 2 years into working out. You can tell some of midsection over here, but overall not a ton to go off of. That's pretty much all I can see from his midsection over here. Again, his traps pop out nicely over here. He has some nice rounded shoulders. Again, you can't tell the difference between the heads and his front pose. Vascularity running through here. You can't tell much size on his triceps from this pose, but the biceps peak does come through a little bit. Again, nice vascularity running up the arm. And the shoulder is a bit flatter on this side. I'm not sure if it's the angle or a muscle imbalance, but he does need to put in some work there. So yeah, overall he needs to work on his lats, shoulders. His midsection could use a little bit of priority. But overall he really just needs to work on shutting the fuck up.